Hello. Today we're going to be covering the biography of Maria Theresa, the leader of the Habsburgs in the 1700s, here at Learning the Social Sciences. Maria Theresa was a first. She was the Archduchess of Austria, and she wore the crowns of Hungary and Bohemia. She was also the first woman to rise through the ranks to lead the Habsburg family and the center of Europe. However, it was not easy. When she took the throne in 1740, she had a list of issues to deal with, and Prussia was at the top of that list. The Habsburgs had been a powerful ruling family within Europe for centuries and had rebuilt their power after the 30 Years' War. They were a multi-ethnic empire with lands in northern Italy, Austria, Hungary, Croatia, Bohemia, Silesia, and other locations like Galicia, which was part of Poland. The empire was also able to push back the encroaching Ottoman Empire with the assistance of other nations like Poland and defeated the French during the Wars of Spanish Succession under Emperor Leopold I. These wars were expensive, and the next heir to the Habsburg line, Charles, would not address the financial issues. Instead, he would be sidetracked by another major issue. When Charles VI sat upon the throne, he did not have a male heir, and so he moved to have the Pragmatic Sanction passed. This would allow all of his Habsburg holdings to pass into his daughter Maria and ensure the continuation of the family line. Yet, he needed signatures from other European leaders at the time for this to go through and to actually be respected. Now, Maria Theresa was given a Jesuit education, but her father did not have her get an education for being a future leader of a country, as he still continued to hold out hope that he would have a male heir. And so Maria was fluent in Latin, French, German, Czech, Italian, and Spanish, but she was noted for not being a great writer, nor did she get an in-depth education in politics and economics, as her father assumed that she would most likely become a queen consort to a ruler of another country because he was probably eventually going to have a male heir. When Charles VI, though, passed away, he did not have that male heir, and Maria began to reign. The nation, though, was in a bad strait. They were on the brink of bankruptcy. She only had 100,000 gulden. Oh, wait, she didn't, because Charles's widow came in and took the money and ditched. And so when Maria started her reign, she was in charge of a country with a high debt and absolutely no cash. She also did not know who she could trust within her administration and within her army, as her father and her living husband, Francis Stephen, had her living in Tuscany instead of having her living in Vienna, Austria, to learn the ins and outs of her administration. So she came in woefully unprepared for her task as being a leader. Now, to make matters worse, some local leaders and rulers did not honor the Pragmatic Sanction within their realm, and so she named her husband as a co-ruler to gain their acceptance. Yet that did not gain the respect of Prussian King Frederick the Great, who invaded Silesia, a minerally rich region of the Habsburgs. Her military was weak and not large at the time of her invasion, and in fact, some of her generals were just sitting in prison and she didn't know why. And so when she released one to go help with the war, she found out why. He was corrupt and a horrible general, and so she had to, throw him back in the slammer. Now, she went to Hungary to rally support and to gain soldiers. She gave an emotional and patriotic speech while she held her infant son in her arms, the future heir to the throne, Joseph. This move was a huge success and proved her political prowessness, as she was able to rally up this patriotic fervor within Hungary. However, she still lost Silesia. Win some, lose some. Maria had 16 children. She was having a baby usually every single year of her reign during her childbearing years. That's a lot. These children, though, ensured the continuation of the Habsburg power within Europe and made Maria really a powerful leader as she was able to marry off her children into other positions of power. For example, her daughter, Marie Antoinette, would marry the future king Louis XVI of France. Maria continued to have males rise up within her empire to try to circumvent her power, but she was always able to be victorious, even taking Bavaria militarily when she had to. She fixed the finances of her nation and started a robust educational system that even impressed Frederick the Great of Prussia. It was kind of his system, but she, made some tweaks, some changes. She also took part of the land of Poland when Russia and Prussia went and divided up that territory. And so she was expanding the empire. When her husband died, though, she became cut off from her reign. She was wearing all black all the time. She cut her hair super short and had the rooms of the area of the palace where she lived painted black. She appointed her son Joseph to become co-ruler. And her son would actually step in and stop his mother when she started to expel Protestants and Jews from Bohemia and Austria. He said he would actually step down from his position as co-ruler if she continued on this nonsense. She would then step back on that, and actually she would reverse some of her pro-Catholic policies when she became acquaintance friends with an individual, a Jewish individual named Abraham Mendel Theben. Now, Maria Theresa survived smallpox, but she lost a daughter and a daughter-in-law to the disease. She pushed her family to all be inoculated against smallpox and pushed for her country to do so as well. She even held a party for children who received the inoculation. However, it is stated that she died years later after her bout with smallpox due to complications from the disease, which then allowed her son Joseph to take complete control of the throne and usher in various reforms within the Habsburgs' land. This has been the short biography on Maria Theresa. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below, and always remember to like and subscribe.